On these trails, mountain climbing is no longer just an enjoyable outdoor activity. It becomes a battle for survival against harsh nature every minute, every second. In Shanxi, China, we will have to cross a path only 30 centimeters wide at an altitude of 2,154 meters above sea level. In Utah, in the southwestern United States, there is another trail only a few steps wide. You have to cling to jagged rocks to cross, while below is a chasm hundreds of meters deep. And another trail, dubbed the world's most dangerous trail, awaits you in southern Spain. Even many professional mountaineers have never returned after exploring these trails. Join us on a journey into the world's most treacherous mountain climbing routes, where every step could be your last. The Huashan Plank Walk clings to the vertical granite faces of Shanxi Province, China, rising 2,154 meters above sea level. This is a direct confrontation with a 1,000-meter drop. The path consists of wooden planks, some only 30 centimeters wide, bolted into sheer rock. There are no railings. The only lifeline is a safety harness clipped to a single steel cable anchored into the mountain. One slip or equipment failure results in a terminal fall into the abyss below. The wind at this altitude is relentless, pushing against the body as hikers inch sideways. While modern safety harnesses became mandatory in 2005, the route remains high risk during overcrowding. Unverified rumors and local legends often claim the mountain saw up to 100 falls per year in the past. To navigate this ledge safely, hikers must maintain a 3-point contact rule and ensure one carabiner is always locked to the cable before moving the second. Angel's Landing cuts through the cliffs of Zion National Park, Utah, rising toward a narrow sandstone ridge 450 meters above the canyon floor. The final half mile is a jagged spine of rock with vertical drops exceeding 300 meters on both sides. This is a high-exposure zone where the trail narrows to a few feet of uneven stone. Chains bolted directly into the sandstone serve as the only handholds between the hiker and the abyss. The ascent is a test of physical grip and mental nerve. Fatalities are a documented reality here. In early 2026, a 68-year-old hiker was lost in a fall near the chained section. Despite these tragedies, the trail remains one of the most sought-after experiences in the American West. The draw is the unfiltered perspective of Zion Canyon, offering a 360-degree view of sheer red cliffs and the Virgin River far below. To manage the high risk of overcrowding, the park now enforces a strict permit system. Safety on the ridge requires high-traction footwear and a complete absence of ice or high winds, which can turn the sandstone into a slide. Hikers must maintain a firm grip on the chains and allow others to pass only at designated wide points. El Caminito del Rey hangs high above the Desfiladero de los Gaitanes Gorge in southern Spain, attached directly to vertical canyon walls 100 meters over the Guadalhorce River. It was originally built in the early 1900s for hydroelectric workers. However, the route gained notoriety as the world's most dangerous walkway after sections collapsed. Multiple lives were lost on these crumbling paths between 1999 and 2000. Today, the path has been entirely rebuilt with modern steel and timber, but the psychological pressure remains intense. The walkway is suspended against bare limestone cliffs with almost no visual shelter, leaving hikers completely exposed to the abyss. Steel platforms vibrate underfoot while wind surges through the narrow gorge, creating a constant sense of instability. High temperatures trapped between the cliffs and sudden gusts of wind further complicate the crossing. Despite its dark history, millions visit to witness the raw power of the canyon. Helmets are mandatory at all times to protect against falling rock. The site is immediately evacuated during severe weather or high winds. Hikers must stay on designated paths and avoid stopping on narrow sections for photography. The Kalalau Trail runs along the Napali coast of Kauai, Hawaii, spanning 35 kilometers across some of the most isolated terrain on Earth. This coastline is a wall of emerald cliffs rising 1,200 meters directly from the Pacific Ocean. Large sections are inaccessible except by foot, boat, or helicopter. The route is narrow, muddy, and constantly changing under tropical weather. Rain turns the ground into slick clay. Rockfalls and collapsing edges are common after storms. Streams crossing the trail can rise without warning, becoming violent flood channels within minutes. The most notorious section is Mile 7, known as Crawler's Ledge. Here, the path tapers into a thin strip of rock clinging to a sheer cliff face. This isolation is a major risk factor. Cell service is non-existent, and rescue operations are often delayed by unpredictable coastal weather. Despite being ranked as one of the most dangerous hikes in America, the trail remains a primary target for experienced trekkers. They came for the unparalleled views of volcanic ridges and hidden waterfalls that cut through the cliffs. Hikers must never attempt to cross flooded streams, as the current can easily sweep a person out to sea. Footing must be tested before every step on the crumbly volcanic soil. The Drakensberg Grand Traverse stretches over 200 kilometers across the massive basalt escarpments between South Africa and Lesotho. The average altitude stays above 3,000 meters. But the Traverse is also one of Africa's most expansive mountain journeys. Once hikers enter the Traverse, there are no support stations, no marked signs, and no easy exits. The environment is defined by extreme exposure. Violent thunderstorms and dense fog can materialize in minutes, erasing all landmarks and turning the plateau into a disorienting trap. Temperatures frequently plummet below freezing at night, while relentless winds sweep the open ridges. The sheer physical toll of the journey compromises safety. Hikers must carry all food, shelter, and navigation gear for nearly 2 weeks, leading to cumulative fatigue that increases the risk of a fatal slip on the escarpment edge. The terrain often lacks clear paths, and many valleys look nearly identical from a distance. GPS failure or poor visibility can quickly lead hikers into dangerous terrain. Only experienced teams should attempt it, with satellite communication, layered cold weather gear, and detailed emergency planning before entering the mountains. The maze sits deep inside Canyonlands National Park in Utah, a region so remote that rescue teams often need hours just to reach the entrance area. From above, the terrain looks endless: dry canyons, broken rock, dead-end ravines, and layered desert stretching in every direction. The maze earned its name because the landscape repeats itself constantly. Narrow canyons twist into identical junctions. GPS signals can weaken between formations, and water sources are rare enough to become survival factors. There are almost no services, no traffic, and very few reliable extraction routes. In one fatal incident, a 48-year-old man passed away after falling and being unable to contact rescuers. Adding to the danger is the risk of flash floods. A storm miles away can send a wall of water through these narrow corridors with no exit. And yet, people continue entering the maze for exactly what makes it dangerous: silence, scale, and total separation from civilization. The landscape feels ancient and empty. To survive here, preparation matters more than confidence. Carry excess water, paper maps, satellite communication, and emergency shelter. Half Dome rises 1,475 meters above the Yosemite Valley floor, a massive granite monolith that defines the California wilderness. From the summit, the view is a 360-degree panorama of the Sierra Nevada mountains and the sheer depths of the valley below. This incredible perspective draws thousands of hikers every year, but the final ascent is a brutal test of nerve. To reach the top, hikers must climb the Cables Route, a 120-meter stretch of steep granite, where the slope reaches angles of 45 degrees. Two steel lines are the only things preventing a slide down the polished rock face. The granite has been worn smooth by millions of boots, making traction unreliable. Documented tragedies underscore the risk. Hikers Haley LaFlamme in 2011 and Grace Roloff in 2024 both lost their lives on this section during storm conditions. The psychological pressure is high because there is no room for error. Looking back reveals a vertical drop into the abyss, while fatigue from the 22-kilometer round trip saps the strength needed to hold the cables. Hikers must use high-traction footwear and rubber-palmed gloves for a secure grip. The most critical rule is to monitor the sky. If clouds form, the only safe choice is to descend immediately. The Eanak-Egach Ridge cuts across Glencoe in the Scottish Highlands, forming a narrow, jagged spine that is widely considered the most dangerous scramble in the United Kingdom. This is a relentless 2-kilometer stretch of rock where the terrain drops vertically for hundreds of meters on both sides. Unlike most mountain paths, there are no escape routes once the traverse begins. If the weather turns or exhaustion sets in, hikers are trapped on a knife edge with no way down but forward or back. Climbers must constantly use their hands, clinging to sharp rhyolite rock pillars while maintaining balance on a sheer drop that descends to the bottom of the valley below. In August 2023 Glencoe hiking tragedy, the ridge claimed the lives of 3 experienced hikers. Despite the high fatality risk, the ridge remains a legendary goal for its raw, prehistoric atmosphere. It offers a 360-degree view of the jagged highlands, provided the mist clears. To survive this crossing, mountaineers must have high-altitude experience and technical scrambling skills. Proper footwear with aggressive grip is mandatory, and the route should never be attempted if wind speeds exceed safe limits. Cribgoch is the lethal sibling to Eanak-Egach Ridge, forming a razor-thin, knife-edge approach to Yr Wydfa, the highest peak in Wales. There are no safety cables or handrails. Hikers must traverse a ridge that narrows to mere inches in some sections, with cliffs plunging hundreds of meters into the valley floor. The danger on Cribgoch is amplified by the volatile Welsh weather. The ridge acts as a natural wind tunnel, where powerful gusts can easily throw a person off balance. Fog frequently rolls in without warning, erasing the horizon and making it impossible to distinguish the path from the abyss. The psychological pressure is immense, often leading to mountain paralysis, a state in which hikers become too terrified to move in either direction. Fatal accidents occur frequently. For example, in 2025, a 36-year-old man died after falling from the mountainside above. Despite these tragedies, the route remains a popular destination for thrill seekers. To survive, climbers must possess advanced scrambling skills and a total resistance to vertigo. The Landberries Mountain Rescue Team repeatedly warns that this is no place for beginners or the ill-equipped. If the wind picks up or the rain starts, the ridge becomes a death trap. The Striding Edge is arguably the most famous mountain ridge hike in the Lake District. Lead to the summit of Helvellyn. It attracts thousands of climbers each year because of breathtaking views of the deep glacial valleys and the dark waters of Red Tarn. However, its popularity masks an extremely dangerous reality. This narrow, rocky ridge is a perilous environment, where the terrain transforms from a typical mountain trail into a jagged, razor-sharp ridge with sheer cliffs on either side. Because Helvellyn is one of the most visited mountain peaks in England, many climbers arrive unprepared. There are no safety nets or ropes. The rocks, worn down by millions of footsteps, become dangerously slippery when wet. In the lake region, the weather is notoriously unpredictable. A calm morning can quickly turn into a nightmare with strong gusts of wind and dense fog. These conditions impair depth perception and can cause climbers to lose their balance on the challenging sections of the climb. Fatal falls on this slope have occurred. The mountain rescue teams frequently respond to serious incidents during nearly every season. To safely conquer Striding Edge, climbers must completely avoid this route during rain, strong winds, or icy conditions. Those with less experience should choose an easier route to the summit or hire a professional guide. While Striding Edge is a test of balance, the keyhole route atop Long's Peak is a test of high-altitude survival. Located atop Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado at 4,345 meters, this massive granite mountain demands considerable skill from a climber. Beyond this point, you'll enter the ledges and the narrows. You'll have to cross narrow strips of rock barely wide enough for a boot, with hundreds of meters of empty air directly beneath you. At this altitude, oxygen is scarce, leading to rapid fatigue and impaired judgment precisely when you need it most. Midday thunderstorms are the mountain's most dangerous feature. They turn the granite peaks into lightning rods and the narrow ledges into slippery slides. More than 70 people have been recorded as passing away on Long's Peak as of 2025, including a fall of approximately 300 feet from the ledges in 2021. To survive on Long's Peak, you have to race against the weather. Most climbers start at 2 a.m. to reach the summit and descend before afternoon storms arrive. Appropriate equipment and altitude-adaptive fitness are essential, but the most important skill is knowing when to stop. If clouds begin to gather, you must turn back immediately, no matter how close the summit seems. If Long's Peak is a test of endurance, then Capitol Peak is the ultimate test of courage. Nestled deep within Colorado's pristine Elk Mountains, this peak boasts one of the most terrifying obstacles in American mountaineering history: knife edge. This jagged granite ridge, approximately 30 meters long, hangs precariously at nearly 4,300 meters above sea level. The terrain is defined by extreme vertical slopes, with sheer cliffs plunging down into a valley more than 300 meters below. The height and narrowness of Knife Edge are so extreme that many experienced climbers have given up. The psychological pressure is immense, as every handhold and foothold must be meticulously checked. The rocks in the Elk Mountains are notoriously fragile. Even seemingly solid rocks can crumble under pressure. – 2017 was a dark year when Capitol Peak claimed the lives of 5 people in 6 weeks, including a 60-meter fall near Knife Edge due to a rock slide. Upon reaching the summit, climbers are often exhausted from lack of oxygen, making staying alert incredibly difficult. To survive, strict adherence to safety rules is mandatory. Absolutely no deviation from the planned route is allowed. Despite the danger, many still aspire to conquer it for its rugged and majestic beauty.
Oh yeah.
Standing atop the mountain, you could admire the spectacular panoramic views of the Maroon Bells Snowmass Wilderness, where emerald green high-altitude lakes like Capitol Lake nestle in ivory white basins. The Cascade Saddle Route is officially designated by Department of Conservation as a high casualty area, earning a reputation as one of the deadliest alpine crossings in the country. Located within Mount Aspiring National Park, the route connects the Matakatuki and Dart valleys. The landscape is a hauntingly beautiful mix of massive glaciers, vertical waterfalls, and alpine meadows. While many trails are dangerous due to technical climbing, the saddle is lethal because of something far simpler: traction. Since 2004, at least 5 people have vanished or fallen to their deaths here. Most of these tragedies occurred on the steep pylon track, where the terrain consists of tussock grass, a native vegetation that becomes as slippery as ice in rain or mist. Hikers often report a terrifying sensation of being pushed off the mountain because the soil is thin and the grass slopes are angled so steeply toward the abyss. This physical danger is compounded by the Southern Alps' volatile weather. The psychological pressure of Cascade Saddle is relentless. To survive this route, you must follow 3 non-negotiable rules. Never hike alone, wear professional grade boots with aggressive grip, and monitor rain forecasts with absolute discipline. The Tongariro Alpine Crossing is a bizarre world of fire and ice, winding through the heart of New Zealand's North Island's active volcanoes. This trek is often called the world's most beautiful day hikes. The trail winds through the majestic Mount Ngauruhoe and leads to emerald lakes, where minerals from the Earth's crust transform the water into a magical, glowing emerald green. The main threat is the mountain's dual nature. Because it's a popular tourist destination, many hikers arrive unprepared, unaware they are entering a high-altitude environment. The weather on Tongariro is notoriously unpredictable. A clear, sunny morning can turn into a freezing rain and strong winds in less than 30 minutes. In 2025, the death of a climber on this route served as a grim reminder that harsh weather can be deadly. Navigating the descent from the red volcano crater requires careful attention. You slide down steep slopes coated in sharp volcanic debris. These unstable rocks pose a significant risk of serious ankle injuries, particularly in remote locations where help may be far away. Furthermore, the route crosses an active volcanic area. Climbers must monitor warnings from the GNS science, as an eruption can occur with little or no warning. To survive on the Tongariro route, you must carry 4-season clothing in a single backpack and be ready to turn back as soon as clouds gather. The GR20 is a trail steeped in tragedy, most famously marked by the 2015 Cirque de la Solitude landslide. A violent landslide triggered by a sudden mountain storm claimed the lives of multiple hikers, forcing the permanent closure of that specific section. Located on the rugged Mediterranean island of Corsica, GR20 is widely considered the most difficult and dangerous trekking route in Europe. The climbers will have to endure a grueling 180-kilometer journey through jagged granite rocks and harsh weather conditions. The trail gains and loses approximately 12,000 meters of elevation, nearly 1.5 times the height of Mount Everest. This relentless verticality forces hikers to climb over exposed cliffs using iron chains and fixed ladders. In summer, temperatures frequently soar above 35 Celsius degrees, leading to rapid dehydration. Moreover, Mascoon storms can strike with terrifying speed, turning barren granite rocks into a trap and causing deadly landslides. To survive this trek, you must be in excellent physical condition and carefully observe the volatile Corsican climate. To ensure safety, start your trek before dawn to avoid the midday heat and afternoon lightning, and carry at least 3 to 4 liters of water to survive the long, dry stretches between high-altitude refuges. The Hardergrat Trail in Switzerland is a masterclass in high-stakes alpine geometry. This razor-thin ridge stretches 24 kilometers between Harderkolm and Brienzer Rothorn, sitting at an elevation of over 2,000 meters. The primary danger is the lethal combination of steep grass and relentless duration. Unlike solid granite, the alpine grass here becomes as slick as ice, with the slightest bit of morning dew or mist. Furthermore, this trail requires 10 to 12 hours of focused climbing. Hikers often experience peak physical exhaustion from a staggering total ascent of 3,000 meters. This can lead to fatal lapses in judgment. Safety on Hardergrat depends entirely on dry conditions and elite fitness. There are almost no emergency exit points once you are committed to the central spine. Hikers must wear professional-grade boots with aggressive grip and carry at least 3 liters of water, as there are no refill stations on the ridge. If clouds gather or your legs feel weak, you must turn back immediately. The West Coast Trail on Vancouver Island, Canada, is an unforgiving 75-kilometer wilderness route born out of tragedy. Originally constructed in 1907 as a rescue path for shipwreck survivors, along the treacherous Graveyard of the Pacific, this trail still demands survival instincts rather than casual tourism. It carves through a relentless coastal landscape with dense temperate rainforests, surging tides, and unstable sea cliffs. The hikers had to overcome more than 100 wooden ladders. Not only that, they also had to climb slippery, moss-covered cliffs up to 30 meters high, along deep mud puddles that frequently submerged their shoes up to their ankles. The ocean itself is a constant hazard. Rising tides regularly submerge beach sections. The hikers have to read complex tide tables to avoid being trapped against sheer rock faces or swept away by rogue waves. Hypothermia is a critical risk, as the region receives over 3,300 millimeters of rain annually, keeping everything permanently cold and damp. The extreme physical attrition makes the trail highly dangerous, resulting in roughly 70 to 100 medical evacuations each season. To survive the West Coast Trail, you must pack specialized waterproof gear, travel in groups, and strictly plan your daily mileage around the Pacific tide schedules. The Chadar Trek, traversing the remote Ladakh region of India, is one of the world's most dangerous winter trekking routes. This 105-kilometer route is located entirely across the frozen Zanskar River, suspended at an altitude of 3,400 meters inside a towering Himalayan canyon. Vertical rock walls trap freezing air, causing temperatures to drop to a brutal minus 30 Celsius. This turns the gorge into a natural deep freezer, where survival hinges on the stability of the ice sheet, called the Chadar. The Zanskar River flows swiftly beneath the surface, silently breaking through the ice. Sections of ice can suddenly collapse, sending climbers plunging into the freezing water below 0 degrees Celsius. In recent years, there have been many cases of mountaineers dying from sudden hypothermia and drowning after falling into freezing water. To survive the Chadar Trek, you must hire certified local Zanskari guides who possess the ancestral knowledge to read the ice by its color and the specific pitch of its cracking sounds. The Snowman Trek in Bhutan is a grueling challenge in the high mountains. Many consider it one of the most difficult and dangerous long-distance mountain climbing routes on Earth. This grueling 350-kilometer route cuts through the most isolated valleys of the remote Himalayas, forcing hikers to cross 11 high-altitude passes, all towering over 4,500 meters, with several exceeding 5,200 meters. The trail remains at extreme elevations. It is surrounded by massive glacial walls and frozen lakes. The weather is unpredictable and can trigger sudden, blinding snowstorms. At these altitudes, the oxygen level is very low. Mountain climbers spend many consecutive days in thin air zones, which gradually weakens the brain and lungs due to lack of oxygen. A 42-year-old American trekker died from high-altitude pulmonary edema near Lingxizong. To survive the snowman trek, you must be an elite endurance athlete with high-altitude experience. You are required to climb the mountain with a certified local guide, have several days to acclimatize to the altitude, and bring satellite communication equipment along with a portable oxygen supply. Moving from the high Himalayas of the snowman trek, the Diente de Navarino circuit presents a different kind of wilderness peril at the opposite end of the globe. Winding around the rugged mountain ranges of Navarino Island, near the southern tip of Chile, this 38-kilometer route presents an extreme challenge for any mountaineer. They will have to face an extremely remote landscape with sharp granite peaks and treacherous mountain passes. Because of its proximity to Antarctica, the island experiences violent weather shifts where calm sunlight can mutate into blinding snowstorms, freezing rain, and gale-force winds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour within minutes. This route lacks marked trails, forcing climbers to navigate by faint rock formations on rugged terrain. Navigating the erratic visibility during a sudden whiteout can easily disorient hikers, leading to fatal falls or severe hypothermia. To survive the Diente de Navarino, you must be equipped with a satellite messenger, a robust GPS device, and heavy-duty, four-season storm gear. Trekkers must pack extra rations to endure inevitable weather delays, as the island frequently traps hikers for days. Leaving the sub-Antarctic cold of the Diente de Navarino circuit behind, the Mount Rinjani Summit Trail in Indonesia trades freezing ice for volcanic fire. Located on the island of Lombok, this active volcano pushes hikers through a dramatic landscape of steep volcanic slopes, a massive caldera, and a loose floor of slippery ash. While the mountain looks peaceful from the coastline, the final ascent to the 3,726-meter summit is a punishing battlefield. This place has seen many accidents, including fatal falls. The absolute greatest danger on Rinjani is the final midnight push across the steep volcanic scree. As you climb in the dark, the ground constantly gives way, making you feel as though you are slipping backward with every single step forward. This grueling terrain causes rapid physical exhaustion because your boots cannot find a solid grip on the loose sand. To survive the dangers of Mount Rinjani and reach the summit safely, preparation is vital. Hikers must start their final ascent early in the morning to beat the midday clouds, and wearing a dust mask is mandatory to protect your lungs from the heavily whipped-up ash. It is highly recommended to trek with an experienced local guide who knows the shifting terrain. Most importantly, if you lose your sense of direction due to sudden fog or fatigue, you must stop moving immediately to avoid stepping off the edge. Located within Indonesia's unstable volcanic belt, the trail to the summit of Mount Merapi in central Java is quite different from the treacherous, ash-covered slopes of Mount Rinjani in Lombok. Rising 2,910 meters above densely populated plains, Mount Merapi is infamous as one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes on Earth. The trail climbs through forests of scorched vegetation before opening into a barren landscape. This volcano can cause sudden ash eruptions with little warning. This can instantly blind climbers and release toxic sulfur gases. At higher elevations, visibility can disappear completely under thick volcanic fog, while heavy rain transforms the loose ash into a slippery mud trap. Moreover, the narrow paths can easily collapse under the weight of climbers, causing them to fall into the steep rocky ravines. To survive Mount Merapi, hikers must strictly follow real-time alerts issued by local monitoring authorities and never climb during elevated warning levels. The Bright Angel Trail, plunging deep into the immense chasm of Arizona's Grand Canyon National Park, is one of the most famous yet deceptively dangerous hiking routes in the United States. This 15.3-kilometer trail carves through ancient rock layers toward the Colorado River, dropping nearly 1,340 meters in elevation. While the journey begins on the cool, pine-forested south rim, it descends directly into a hostile, suffocating desert environment where the air grows increasingly hot and dry with every single step downward. Hikers routinely succumb to a dangerous illusion. Descending into the canyon feels effortless, enticing them to go too far, too fast. However, the true battle begins on the return ascent, where hikers must climb back up brutal switchbacks under punishing that regularly exceeds 43 Celsius degrees inside the inner canyon. This extreme temperature, combined with a lack of shade, rapidly drains water and essential minerals from the body. Consequently, park rangers respond to over 300 heat-related rescues annually, frequently treating hikers suffering from heat stroke, severe dehydration, and exercise-induced hyponatremia. The physical strain is further intensified by natural hazards, including steep drop-offs, loose gravel, and sudden flash floods that can surge through narrow canyon walls after distant summer storms. To survive the Bright Angel Trail, you must carry at least 4 liters of water mixed with electrolyte supplements, eat salty foods to maintain sodium levels, and wear sun-protective clothing. Most importantly, Park authorities strictly warn against attempting the full round trip to the Colorado River in a single day during the summer. Our journey through the world's most dangerous hiking trails is now complete. These extreme terrains force us to directly confront our own mortality. Taiwan's Zhuilu Old Trail tests your nerves with sheer, dizzying marble cliffs. Mount Kinabalu forces you to climb slippery, frozen granite slabs in pitch darkness. Trekkers on the Kokoda Track must battle relentless, suffocating jungle humidity. Survival requires absolute humility and flawless preparation. You must always maintain the discipline to turn back when nature holds the upper hand. If this thrilling journey gave you a deeper insight into the world, please support us by subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next expedition.